The Republicans are hoping to regain majorities in both the House and the Senate. Mitch McConnell has been trying to project an image of moderation for the grand old party. His comments are seen as a blaring warning for his party against letting Trump's election fraud claims and Capitol riots dominate the party campaign. Another high-profile Republican strongly voicing rebuke against Donald Trump is his former White House mate, Mike Pence. Just last week, the former U.S. Vice President went against his then boss at a gathering of conservatives in Florida. Pence offered his most forceful rebuke of Donald Trump.
And I heard this week that President Trump said I had the right to overturn the election. But President Trump is wrong. I had no right to overturn the election. The presidency belongs to the American people and the American people alone. And frankly, there is no idea more un-American than the notion that any one person could choose the American president. Under the Constitution, I had no right to change the outcome of our election.
Our correspondent Susan Tehrani is with us on the broadcast from New York. Hi, Susan. What do we make of this friction that's once again making headlines, this rift, if I may, within the Republican Party that surfaces right ahead of those midterm elections? Of course, ahead of the midterm elections, there's still some time, but the Republicans are hoping to regain majorities in the House and the Senate, and this kind of a controversy definitely does not spell well for them.
Yeah, you know, it's all about polling numbers. As you mentioned, it's all about the midterm elections, and it's all about states. You know, voters go and they really elect their representatives, and it really highlights the rift and the controversy on how influential at the end of the day Donald Trump is, and his legacy remains to be. The RNC is very closely tied to Donald Trump, and then you have, you know, Adam Kissinger and also Liz Cheney really, you know, being sort of not aligned with Donald Trump, obviously being on that January 6th panel. I do want to say that, you know, perhaps Mitch McConnell, being a very savvy, old school Republican, knows where the numbers lie, so he knows when to talk and when not to talk. I'll give you some numbers. Republicans who consider themselves more supporters of Mr. Trump than supporters of the GOP have declined, with 56% now calling themselves backers of the traditional party and 36% of Donald Trump. Back in October of 2020, you may remember that those numbers were 54% for Donald Trump and 38% for the party. So Mitch McConnell knows when to speak and when to perhaps let the party divisions play out for themselves. That's one aspect of it. Another aspect of it is, you know, at the end of the day, the RNC, whether you like it or not, speaks for the majority of the Republicans. And this is, you know, the heartbeat of America's Republican Party really somehow does feel that the Republican Party, the base themselves, didn't pick their representatives at the January 6th panel, and these two representatives were handpicked by Nancy Pelosi, despite the fact that the Republicans didn't agree to an independent panel themselves.
Right. Susan Tehrani getting us those inputs. Thanks very much. We're, of course, coming back to you as and when we have further updates. WION now available in your country. Download the app now. Get all the news on the move.